Spellblades and Such is an amazing mod with magic, claymores, blades and an epic boss fight. This mod can be played with the RPG series mods I made a video on, and better combat. Getting started. Craft a spellbinding table and put a normal book into it, which will let you choose a technique of your choice. Putting the chosen technique book into the spellbinding table again gives you a list of spells that you can add to the book. Equip the spell book in the spellbook trinket slot and an eligible weapon in your main hand to start casting spells. You will often require runes to cast your spells. To craft runes, simply use a variant of stone and the required material for a specific rune in your crafting table. You can create double the amount using a rune crafting altar. Techniques. There are currently 6 techniques to choose from. Arcane techniques. Arcane Flourish. Spin rapidly, dealing physical damage, plus arcane damage. Arcane Flicker. Teleport behind an enemy, dealing physical damage plus an additional arcane damage. Amethyst Splash, requires arcane runes to cast. Swing your weapon wildly, shooting piercing amethyst projectiles. Sonic Strike. Charge up a deadly attack against all enemies in a line, teleporting behind the last one and dealing physical damage plus additional arcane spell damage. Fire techniques. Fire Flourish. Spin rapidly, dealing physical damage, plus fire damage. Dragon Slam. Perform a fiery slam, first launching yourself into the air if already airborne. Deals physical damage plus additional fire damage in an area. Flaming Laceration, requires fire runes to cast. Swing your weapon wildly, shooting flaming exploding projectiles. Flickering Flame. Jump onto nearby enemies equally, dealing physical damage plus additional fire damage, scaled by attack speed. Focuses on one target if there is only one target. Frost techniques. Frost Flourish. Spin rapidly, dealing physical damage, plus frost damage. Riptide. Aim and launch yourself as if with a Riptide, enchanted trident. Massacre. Become intangible, attacking the nearest enemy 5 times over a second dealing physical damage and frost damage, both multiplied by your attack speed. If this kills the enemy, you can continue channeling to target the closest enemy. Blade Flurry, requires frost runes. Swing your weapon wildly, shooting bouncing, ricocheting blade projectiles. Echoes Unleashed, all spells require arcane runes. Runic Echoes. Passive, you gain 1 stack of Unleash every second. Active, damage an enemy that took melee damage from you, dealing arcane damage. Normally cannot target an enemy more than once, unless you spend an Unleash stack to do so. Echo Storm. Conjure a reverberating vortex, which homes into your target if you select one. Dealing arcane damage every second. Goes on cooldown for 8 seconds unless you have an Unleash stack to spend. Reverberating Ray. Fire a blast in the target direction, dealing arcane damage to all enemies in a line, expends all stacks of Unleash. Phoenix Rites, all spells require fire rune. Fan the Flames. Passive, your touch sets enemies on fire for 2 seconds. Active, channel to make already burning enemies around you take fire damage faster. Phoenix Dive, blink towards the target direction, performing a nova dealing fire damage upon landing and setting hit enemies on fire. Wildfire, the flames around you blaze into an inferno, causing enemies that are on fire to deal fire damage to enemies around them. Death Chill Tome, all spells require frost rune. Death Chill. Passive, you chill faster and heat up slower, your damage saps the heat from enemies, inflicting chill on them. Active, rapidly chill yourself, gaining up to resistance 3 the longer you channel. Frost Lotus. Perform a nova around you dealing damage, chilling enemies hit, and gaining 1 stack of frost power up to 4. Increases in area per frost power, chills you on use. Ice King's Curse. If you have frost power above 4, unfreeze yourself, and inflict 150% freeze on nearby enemies, gaining strength 5 for 8 seconds. Spellblades and Claymores. Spellblades and Claymores do no extra damage as magic damage with basic attacks, but do more damage proportionally with their skills. There are also tier 2 Spellblades that have more devastating, but not as versatile skills. Spellblades come stocked with Flourish, while Claymores come stocked with a Whirlwind attack. Both stack infusion of their type on hit, making spells do more damage with every hit, up to a maximum proportional to the player's total attack damage. Spellblades can be upgraded to Glacial Gladius, Flaming Falchion, and Crystal Cutlass, which have skills of their own. Legendary Weapons. Currently, there are 2 legendary weapons in version 1.20.1. There are 4 more in the version of 1.19.2. Pillar of the Monkey King. This weapon unlocks its highest potential when wielded by the mightiest warrior. It has no damage bonus but incredible attack speed, meaning that its damage is entirely dependent on how much base damage your unarmed attacks do. Its abilities include Monkey King's Reckoning. Spin, dealing physical damage per second, multiplied by attack speed. Grand Vault. Leap into the clouds, becoming invulnerable while channeling. Rending Winds. Spin up a gust of wind, dealing heavy knockback and physical damage per second to the target enemy. Starforge. Drops from Magus. Triggers elemental novas on hit, with a 1-second cooldown. Comes with 4 techniques. The 4 techniques include Maelstrom, Sonic Strike, Massacre, and Flickering Flame. Armors. Runic Armor gives you replenishing absorption hearts as well as decent spell power but doesn't have much armor. There are 3 versions of this armor. Magister Armor sacrifices the absorption hearts to give you armor and allows you to invest in 2 elements at a time. There are 3 versions of this armor as well. Primordial Robes are dropped from Magus, and give you bonuses to all 3 schools, while having higher armor and absorption than Runic Armor. Glass Ocean. You can enter the Glass Ocean by creating a portal by right-clicking the air with a Hexblade. In this dimension, the water can be walked on and is eerily reflective. Hexblade enemies will come at you every minute while you are in this dimension, regardless of whether or not you have a Hexblade on you. You can summon a Magus in this biome, by using the Prismatic Effigy.